Hey everybody, this is Caesar with Small Engine Velocity, and I would like to welcome you to the very last episode of getting the Honda Ruckus ready for spring. My goal was to get it done by April. I should have it done by the end of March. I know that I'm showing it to you as a finished product, but there are a couple of tiny things that I still need to fix so that we could go and get it ready to go ride around in spring. But I mean, when I say ride around, it's already ready. So if you're new here, you've never been to this channel before, and you want to know more about this particular series, it'll be right here. And then you could follow this build along the way. If you like what you see, then please do me a favor if you want to see more, because we got other build series coming up. Go ahead and give me a subscribe. If you like the video, like it and click that bell so that you can be reminded of future videos whenever they come out. Anyways, let's go ahead and do a little quick review of the Honda Ruckus in its final form. But before that, let's go ahead and run the intro. All right, now that we got the intro out of the way, let's go take a look at the Ruckus. All right, so the real point of the Ruckus was to get this front frame, stupid charging cable, I don't even need that right now, to get the front frame powder coated. At the same time, do a wire tuck. So if you look, you can see a bundle of wires come back here, but you don't see it come up anywhere in the frame, minus this, okay? Just ignore the charging cable. So it goes through here, up here, out the frame, and into the box. And really that was the point of it, to make it look good again. At the same time, we did a polish on the handlebars. We did a polish on the wheels, including the front wheel. The fuel gauge I got to work accurately, and that was a big bonus for me. And there is that frame. Looks wonderful, doesn't it? Anyways, so at the same time, we also did a rebuild on the motor. We found a broken gasket that was causing us a compression issue. And then at the same time, we put this new nibby carb in. So really all that's left is to go ahead and do the test ride on the Ruckus. We're gonna go ahead and put on the motovlog helmet, but right now, to be very honest with you, I had to replace the starter motor, and I'm waiting for one to come in. As soon as it comes in, I'm gonna install it, and then we're gonna go take a ride around the block and see the final fruits of this labor. Okay, so here we are the next day, or actually 2 days later, and I'm about to do the test ride. But before we begin, I wanted to kind of review what I have in my backpack right now, because there's no way in the world I'm getting stuck on the side of the road. I got gloves, a screwdriver, flathead Phillips, wrench, another adjustable wrench, more zip ties, 10mm open end and closed end, a 1/4-inch socket, pliers, an Allen wrench tool set, and matching sockets, an extra exhaust nut, some stickies. You never know when you use stickies. There's Allen wrenches on this kit that I used to use for my bike, and fuses in case I have to open the battery box. So just in case you want to go on a test ride and not get stuck, like I have done so many times trying to do test rides, and you want to be able to ride a little bit further than 2 feet away from your house, well then, here we go. All right. So we put the gloves on. By the way, I replaced the starter, and it wasn't that. Come to find out, inside of here, the brake switch that lets you start the bike, the spade connectors came out on one side. So I went in there and pinched it so they'll stay together. And also addresses an issue with cable length and stretching inside of there. So do this. Check the gas gauge. Should be 100 because I filled it up. And we start it right up. How awesome is that? So this is the official first test ride of the Honda Ruckus. So I was wondering if anyone else has done any kind of toolkit when they ride around, or am I the only one who's ever done that? To this extent, at least. I mean, I know I've seen people carry around a charger and stuff like that, but you know, this is kind of a maiden voyage. Probably like the third or fourth maiden voyage I've had on this particular front frame. If anyone knows the history, this was 49cc, mildly modded, commuted a ton, and then stretched with a 10-inch wheel in the back, commuted a ton, and then I switched it to a GY6, didn't commute it as much, and that's another maiden voyage as a 150, and then another maiden voyage when it was a 171, and then now this is a rebuild maiden voyage for this particular bike. So there we go. For all of you that have been here for a while, I really appreciate the support that I get everyone on the Ruckus and all the other videos that I've done, and kind of how I'm a little bit hit and miss on a good video and a bad video. But you know what? I'm making it for my pure enjoyment and hanging out with people on the Honda Ruckus. Let me throttle a little bit. Throttle a little bit. I love this Nibby carb. Holy cow. This Nibby carb is amazing. Amazing. So, if you're wondering, hey, what am I going to watch after this? Well, just so you know, I've already recorded the first video for the new 158cc Zuma series, which I know I've promised for ages to everyone. Well, it's actually going to happen now. It exists. I've started it, and you get to see it happen. Hopefully I'll do it right and I don't blow it up. But I did notice that the front mount motor on a scooter doesn't really work very well on a Ruckus frame. It has to be a top mount frame to be really anywhere near efficient. So I was just looking. I literally took the motor out and I was just sitting there putting a frame on top of it to see, well, how would this fit, you know? But no, with my brother and his custom Ruckus frame in the rear, I think that will play a really big role in how well we could put different motors on it. But anyways, yeah, so that's the plan. But we're gonna stop here right now. We're gonna do one more glance over before we end this series. Here is the Honda Ruckus 171cc Dorby stretch, 13x8 in the back, 12x4 in the front, with custom pieces including the front fork pegs, the windshield, the headlight, the gap cover, with an entirely modular harness. Got to do something about that yellow fuel line. Doesn't really look that great now that I look at it. And I want to change that filter out to like maybe a cone filter or something else. I'm not really a big fan of the big spongy filter. And by the way, if you're wondering, these are supposed to go to the front, but I put them back here because it'll help prevent if something happens to come this way towards the side of my frame and scratch it. Hopefully this will be in the way first. Think of it as sliders, but not really sliders. Oh, and I just noticed I lost the screw holding my thing on here, so well, that sucks. But if you know anything about a custom Ruckus, if you're not an expert, eventually you're going to have to do a little bit of extra work on it. So thanks for watching, guys. I just scratched my side peg again. So I got used to riding the big bike in the Zuma, and I have a tendency to lean this way too hard when I shouldn't. And then watch, I'm gonna go down this ramp and I'm gonna ground. Watch. And there. I gotta pick it up to go over the edge. There we go. Oh, that's hilarious. Anyways, thanks for watching for this series. hopefully you subscribed and you get to see more as it comes along. Anyways, thanks, and I'll see everybody in the next series. Dum-ba-da-bum.